your starting lineups first for the visiting Blue Streaks. Number 3, graduate student midfielder Cam Ciceri. Number 5, senior midfielder Morgan Morrell. Number 11, graduate student defense Jake Caress. Number 13, freshman attacker Colin Morrissey. Number 19, freshman midfielder Nicholas Yema. Number 22, senior attack Matt Berdisiak. Number 23, senior defender Brendan Hine. Number 29, senior defender Sam Rogers. Number 44, senior defenseman Connor Ryan. And number 77, senior goalie John Gaglio. Head coach for John Carroll, Joe Rautenstock. He is assisted by Tim Edwards, Griffin Busick, and Ben Clemens. And now for your Yellow Jackets. Number 2, senior midfielder from Westlake, Ohio, Jonas Aquila. Number 4, junior attack from Medina, Jake Nanoski. Number 7, freshman attacker from Pickerington, Ohio, Bennett Trout. Number 12, freshman midfielder from Worthington, Ohio, Nate Hoover. Number 17, senior defender from Manhattan Beach, California, Neil Randall. In the next tonight, number 34, senior from Louisville, Kentucky, Joe Storner. Number 42, senior defender from Butler, Pennsylvania, Adam Close. Number 45, senior defender from Medina, Clay Colty. Number 55, senior attack from Marysville, Ohio, Jake Branton. And number 88, senior attacker from Tyler Byerly. BW is coached by Tony Tatro, assisted by Mike Perino, Rory Jeffers, Tyree Sewell, Bill Smolt, and Mike Nanoski.
The first Saturday here in the month of May has been a busy one here at Baldwin Wallace University. Earlier this afternoon was the commencement ceremony, and wanted to start the broadcast off by congratulating all of the graduates here for the spring of 2023 class. Congrats to all of you out there. And then we get to wrap up the day with the task at hand. It is the Ohio Athletic Conference Men's Lacrosse Championship game here from George Finnie Stadium, Tressel Field, a clash between the number 1 and number 2 seed. A big rivalry between the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and the John Carroll Blue Streaks. Good evening and welcome in. I'm Cole McDaniel. You're watching and listening live here on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV. As we get this one underway, 67 degrees at the opening face-off. It is a gorgeous night to crown the tournament champion. And it's going to be a fun one. Mention the rivalry. Getting two teams from up here in Northeast Ohio as well. Not a far drive from everybody coming to watch from John Carroll. And the visitor support is definitely evident here tonight. Of course, you can't see on the broadcast, but down below me here in the press box on the home side, middle of the stands and to my right as well, a lot of Yellow Jacket supporters and a lot of John Carroll supporters off to the left-hand side. Great to see everybody out here this evening watching this one. Everybody else, whether you're at home or traveling and you're tuning in right now, like I said, thanks for watching this one. It's going to be a good one. The Yellow Jackets on the attack first, and that shot fires wide. You might have just heard the starting lineups, the announcements just a few moments ago. I'll recap those in just a moment. But taking a look at these two teams, John Carroll, the visitors, currently on an 8-game winning streak. They knocked off the number 3 seed, the Capital Comets, by a score of 16-7 in the last matchup to get to this point. Their last loss at home, it was against the Yellow Jackets by a score of 8-4. That was back on March 29th. So it's been a while since John Carroll's dropped a game And it was to these same Yellow Jackets in a fairly defensive game. We'll see what John Carroll can do here this evening after having especially a hot start, a really good offensive night just a few nights ago against Capital. For the Yellow Jackets, currently on a 16-game win streak, dropped the first 2 games of the season, unbeaten through conference play, regular season champions, and now looking to defend home field. And mention that victory 8-4 against John Carroll. One of the keys for the Yellow Jackets is probably going to be getting off to a hot start. Ohio Northern actually jumped out to an early advantage in the last matchup. Ohio Northern was the 4 seed here in this tournament, and the Yellow Jackets had to battle with them. It was a game of runs back and forth, but BW prevailed 10-6. John Carroll, though, not a team that you can probably let jump out to a 2-goal advantage over you. Be a little bit concerned about that. So the Yellow Jackets looking to get a hot start offensively, see if they can break the deadlock here on this attack. Still zeros up on the scoreboard. Yellow Jackets in their all-gold uniforms. John Carroll in the navy blue. Of course, the gold helmets. Dangerous pass backwards to the goalkeeper, but John Gaglio handles that one just fine. In the middle of the field, not one of the starters, but number 97, Kevin Hack, has it right now. Was the 2022 Offensive Player of the Year in the OAC. Just playing in his second game this season for John Carroll, using out the last of his eligibility here in college. Passed that one away, and the shot fired a little bit wide for the Blue Streaks. Still on the attack, 40 seconds on the shot clock. Firing, and there's a save there for Joe Storner, and Yellow Jackets trying to get out in transition. Here's Roskoff, scooping up, dishing it off to Neil Randall. Here on the right wing, Jake Nanoski. Finds Byerly, Nanoski, Byerly. Back to Ferguson. Some of those offensive leaders, in addition to Aquila, who has it now. And Bennett Trout also lurking around the net at the moment. The goals can come from a variety of players for the Yellow Jackets. No lack of attacking weapons on this team. Here's Ferguson, was trying to break free. The pass back to number 25, Ian Shealy. Shealy bobbled it, able to scoop it up. Byerly flips that one the direction of goal, and that one was rising up and over the crossbar the whole way. So plenty of changes have been made, but still, I'll give you the recap if you missed the starting lineups announced over the PA system just a moment ago. I'll do that here right after we get past the final 10 seconds here on the shot clock. Trout battling for possession. That one taken away by number 11, Jake Caress. So taking a look at that lineup for John Carroll, the visitors. Number 3, Cam Cesiri. Number 5, Morgan Morrell. Number 11, Jake Caress. Number 13, Colin Morrissey. Number 19, Nicholas Yema. Number 20, Matt Berdiziak. Number 23, Brendan Hine. Number 29, Sam Rogers. Number 44, Connor Ryan. And number 77, John Gaglio in goal. Shot there, saved by Storner of the Yellow Jackets. Really good-looking attack right now for John Carroll. And that shot misses wide. So a few good chances. But the visitors still on the attack. at the back door. Max Cook has it. Out to Aiden Duggan. Duggan finding some space inside, and that one fired high the whole way. Slight bump that might have altered that shot. John Carroll coming out, putting the pressure on early. Poor pass there. Looked like it might have gotten tipped there for Matt Berdiziak. So the chances not lacking for John Carroll here in the last few moments. Just the end product to this point. Another shot misses high. Eight seconds remaining on the shot clock. Behind the net, looking for some space. Morrell. Closely defended. And that's going to do it for the shot clock. Really good defense by the Yellow Jackets, and credit to Adam Blose coming in, really applying that double and made it difficult, and John Carroll couldn't get that final shot off that they wanted there. So taking a look at that lineup for the Yellow Jackets that they started with, their normal starting lineup throughout the majority of the season. Number 2, Jonas Aquila. Number 4, Jake Nanoski. Number 7, Bennett Trout. Number 12, Nate Hoover. Number 17, Neil Randall. Number 34, Joe Storner in goal. Number 42, Adam Blose. Number 45, Clay Kolke. Number 55, Jake Branton. And number 88, Kyler Byerly. Halfway through the opening quarter, still goalless. Zeros on the scoreboard. Both of these teams trying to settle in. Branton didn't get over that shot. As soon as that left the stick, that one was sailing high. Once again, we've seen a lot of that from both of these teams so far. Again, it was a defensive game the last time. Possibly we might see the same thing. And that one, good save inside, bounced around and sat up right on the line. And John Gaglio able to scoop that one up. Made sure they didn't cross that line and go in the goal. Certainly had the opportunity to, but just died on the turf. Too much time trying to get it over midfield. The Yellow Jackets made the clear chances very difficult for Ohio Northern. About half of the clear attempts that Ohio Northern had the other night, they were not able to get over midfield because of the high pressure from the Yellow Jackets, the intensity. First time we've seen John Carroll to this point have any difficulties with that. We'll see if that becomes a factor in this one. 6 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Keaton Trout. Pass inside, and there's the opening goal. The Yellow Jackets break the deadlock courtesy of number 13, Hunter Boehm, the junior from Delaware. So an ideal start now for the Yellow Jackets here at home, defending George Finnie Stadium, Tressel Field, against their crosstown rivals in the Blue Streaks. And didn't want to start this one off the way that they started against Ohio Northern. And now we'll see how the Blue Streaks respond. Face-off immediately won by the Yellow Jackets here right now, and opportunity to go on the attack again. See if they can extend their lead. There's some space in the middle. Roscoff loses it initially, battling for the ball, trying to win it back. And the Yellow Jackets come away with it. Bennett Trout manages to get out of that crowd of bodies with possession, and the Yellow Jackets take the opening timeout. And Keaton Trout as well on that Hunter Boehm goal. That was Boehm's 9th goal on the season. Keaton Trout credited with his 19th assist this year. Want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's lacrosse game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, as well as Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. You are listening to Yellow Jacket men's lacrosse on bwyellowjackets.com and OAC TV. We'll be right back. Following the Baldwin Wallace timeout, we're back here on bwyellowjackets.com and OAC TV for the Ohio Athletic Conference Men's Lacrosse Championship, where the Yellow Jackets currently hold a 1-0 advantage. See what they were able to draw up on the sideline. Deflection on that shot off the leg of a blue streak. Still the Yellow Jackets have it. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Byerly steps into this one, fires, and that one goes right into the back of number 44, Connor Ryan. And here comes John Carroll leaking out the other way in transition, finding some space. Ferguson stepping into that one. Really nice job there by Olin Ferguson, getting into the body of number 6, Jacob Hooksum. That stopped what looked to be a dangerous opportunity in transition. As that shot fired wide, the Yellow Jackets now can reset defensively and clog the middle of the field in front of their net. Something they do quite well. That shot skips in front of Storner. He makes the save off of the Kevin Hack shot. So John Carroll, despite trailing, actually leading in shots so far, also shots on goal. 9 shots so far, 3 of them on frame. The Yellow Jackets, only 6 shots, only 1 on goal, and that's all it took. Three and a half minutes remaining in the first quarter. Here on the left wing now. Reichen Geiselhart. Here's Aquila. Aquila driving. Slowing down. And going to back this one out because of the Brendan Hine defense. Switch across. Geiselhart steps into this one. Deflected again. A lot of the Yellow Jacket shots have been deflected by blue jerseys. Aquila is able to put that one on frame. Saved by Gaglio. So the chances start to come a little bit faster for the Yellow Jackets. But John Carroll doing a good job defensively. Talk about a goalkeeper who's not afraid to come out. John Gaglio. One of the smaller goalkeepers you're going to see at 5'7", but the senior likes to run forward and help spark his offense. Definitely not the biggest guy. Doesn't take up a ton of space there in that net, but he can move. And that could certainly play to their advantage. We'll see if it does for John Carroll, but they definitely want to try to get out and run. But right now, they're buried into their own defensive third. Been much of that way here for the last couple of minutes. Trying to only keep the deficit at 1 goal and able to do so. Gaglio makes the save. Trying to spark the outlet. And that one poked away by Branton. And Randall was able to come up and collect and get it back to his attackers. Nate Hoover, the freshman. That was a nice shot there. Had some pace on it. Gaglio had to dive to make that save. This one pushed ahead. Plenty of room to work forward on the left wing. It's number 11, Jake Caress. Gives it up to number 16, Michael Bevington. Here's Matt Russo joining the attack after just coming onto the field. And we're down to 1 minute here in the first quarter remaining. Kevin Hack. You know, when he has possession, he's going to look for a shot, trying to find some space. Kolke coming out, applying the pressure. This one skips up into the face mask there of Storner. Storner makes a great save, and now Adam Blos uses the length of the stick that he has. One of the guys out there with the long stick there for the Yellow Jackets, and able to scoop that one up. The long pass forward to actually to Nanoski. Unable to keep that. Now 6 seconds for John Carroll to try to get something off. Pass in the middle, going to get a shot, and that one fires wide left. 1 second remaining here in the quarter. Good look, though, right at the last for number 41, Tanner Gill Snow. And that does it for an entertaining opening quarter here from the campus of Baldwin Wallace University here in the OAC Men's Lacrosse Championship game. Yellow Jackets, the number 1 seed, hold a 1-0 advantage over the 2 seed, John Carroll. We'll step aside and be back for the start of the second quarter here in just a few minutes on bwyellowjackets.com and OAC TV. About to get the second quarter underway here from George Finnie Stadium. 1-0 on the scoreboard in favor of the Yellow Jackets. If you're watching and listening here on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV to the Ohio Athletic Conference Men's Lacrosse Championship game. I'm Cole McDaniel. Opening faceoff won by the Yellow Jackets, and taking a look at the first quarter stats. John Carroll, 11 shots in total, 4 on goal, 3 saves for Gaglio. For the Yellow Jackets, 10 shots, 4 of them on goal, and 4 saves for Storner. turnovers, pretty even to this point. The Yellow Jackets 5 turnovers, just 4 for John Carroll. Clears defensively. John Carroll, 6 of 9. BW, 5 of 6. Face-offs, though, completely going the way of BW. Still not a face-off one for John Carroll to this point. 3 for the Yellow Jackets. If you tuned in late or missed the first quarter, mention the one goal, the lone goal to this point, coming by way of Hunter Boehm, and Keaton Trout credited with the assist on that goal. And that is where we stand right now. A minute down so far here in the second quarter. Both of these teams, of course, switching sides. Now attacking the goal to the left for the Yellow Jackets. And Aquila bouncing that one off of the upright. Against Ohio Northern. Yellow Jackets here attacking this side of the field. Hit that left upright about 3 times. Aquila was one of them. Doing so again here in this one. Certainly gives you a wake-up call that close to scoring a goal, but that time the post again was the friend of the goalkeeper. Branson halted. Nanoski using his size to get up to that one, snagging it. The 6'6" attacker, and turned. Tried to skip that one in the back door. And it slid a little bit wide of the post there. Still the Yellow Jackets on the attack with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Aquila finds Branton in the middle, open space, and puts that one home over the head of Gaglio. Branton, the senior from Marysville, scoring one of the most important goals of his career, putting the Yellow Jackets up 2-0 here in the championship game.
Yellow Jackets score by number 55, Jake Branson. On a pass from number 2, Jonas Aquila.
Branson not necessarily known for being a high volume scorer, just 5 goals on the year. Aquila with his 19th assist this season. So right now, all momentum swinging the way of the Yellow Jackets. Getting a goal here quickly would help turn the tides a little bit for John Carroll. Again, this is a tough test. Certainly, we know because of the rivalry, these two schools, these two teams really don't care for each other that much, but you have to respect the ability that both teams have. And there's that ability of John Carroll showing up. Number 4, Max Cook, taking it himself, finding some space up the middle, and puts that one in just to the right of Joe Storner. It's now 2-1. And that's exactly what John Carroll needed as more and more visiting supporters continue to come in to these stands here at George Finnie Stadium. Right now, a major battle in the middle for the face-off at the moment. Zach Zool, the sophomore from Strongsville, was scrapping right there with number 19, Nicholas Yema and the officials having a conversation. Zool ended up on top of Yema, and the official's going to give it to John Carroll. And after giving up 2 unanswered goals, finally responded back. See if they can get 2 unanswered themselves and knot this thing up after Max Cook scored his 9th goal of the season. 11 and a half minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Pass to the back door. If that one was cleanly caught, could have been a great opportunity for number 13, Colin Morrissey, but Adam Blos jumping in front of that passing lane, and Morrissey not able to corral that pass, and the Yellow Jackets take over. Byerly to Trout. Bennett Trout taking his time, waiting for the gold jerseys to start making some runs there in the middle. Instead, passing it out to Hunter Boehm, who opened up the scoring in Boehm. Sailed that one over the head of number 14, Keaton Trout. So a poor pass there. And now the Yellow Jackets need to see what they can do defensively. Another high pass back to the goalkeeper, John Gaglio. Showing his hops to get up to that one and snag it. Before entering the attacking third. Josh Lombardo backing this one out. Finding his teammate. Here's Russo. Matt Russo thinking about going 1v1 with Noah Bartos. Hack. Russo has it again. Bartos hits the floor. Hack finds some space and puts that one over the bar. Didn't get all the pace he wanted on that one. Didn't have a clean follow through. Still John Carroll has it. Big hit there in the middle. Yellow Jackets fighting for possession. Adam Blos kicking it to himself. Comes away with it, trying to split through 2 players, and that one initially looked like it was going to be taken away by John Carroll and finally scooped up. Rolled around for a good 25, 30 yards. Now after that run, Blos might be a bit tired, slow to get back, and in transition, John Carroll scores and levels this thing up. And that's certainly a concern when your defenders are going up and trying to run it down. Can get bitten in transition, and that's exactly what happened. And after a great start and all momentum going the way of the Yellow Jackets, the visitors have certainly found their voice. They found life. Face-off won by the Yellow Jackets. Aquila bumped from behind. Expect a physical game here tonight. That's exactly what we're seeing. These 2 teams going to lay it all out on the line. After BW wins that face-off, they can slow down the pace a little bit here, settle in, run their offense. Byerly out to Shealy. Shealy, before the double gets there, to Trout. Aquila looking to go 1v1. Finds some space. Fires that one low, and that one skips into Gaglio's chest. Nice save there for Gaglio. Feeds Cam Cesari up ahead. Cesari in transition. Finds a teammate in the middle with some open space. Plenty of room to step into that shot. And Camden Uchik with the goal. 3 unanswered now for John Carroll. This has been a nightmare last 5 minutes for the Yellow Jackets. But a long ways to go. But we're going to have a timeout here. John Carroll going to talk some things over. Interesting that John Carroll's taking a timeout here. Maybe want to discuss, since you haven't won many of the face-offs, discuss if you have to settle in defensively, what you want to do, and talk things over, get your guys maybe a quick breather because of the pace, the physicality of this game. But at the same time, momentum's completely swinging your way here in the last couple of moments. Sometimes a timeout can really halt the momentum that you happen to have. We'll see if that actually ends up happening, as it's 3-2 now in favor of John Carroll here. The one that knotted it up mentioned it was Colin Morrissey getting his 39th goal of the season. Matt Russo with his 6th assist this year. Last goal that put John Carroll up ahead. Camden Uchik, his 2nd goal this season. So a really important goal for the freshman defender from Pittsburgh. And Cam Cesiri with his 8th assist. Before we get this game back in play, a reminder that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's lacrosse game is being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You are listening to Yellow Jacket men's lacrosse on bwyellowjackets.com and OAC TV. Back in play following the timeout. And the face-off won by John Carroll out in transition. Great recovery there for BW. That was crucial, as that one certainly looked like it was going to be an open shot opportunity, but Ethan Hinkson doing his job very well. Clutch play for BW. So after getting the first 2 goals, need to stop the bleeding after giving up 3 unanswered if you're the Yellow Jackets. And certainly I think what BW definitely saw the other night against Ohio Northern, despite being on such a huge win streak and going unbeaten in conference play, you're a really good team, but you're not necessarily untouchable. Ohio Northern certainly gave it some occasional scares throughout the game, some decent runs themselves. John Carroll doing the same thing here right now, but the Yellow Jackets, regardless, loaded with talent, a lot of ability, and there's a lot of time on the clock. Just need to scrap and claw and fight the whole way. I don't have any question here on whether either of these teams are going to do that. 6.5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. John Carroll on the attack, now with Duggan. Pass to Gil Snow. He's trying to back down Declan Tubbs. Certainly has the height advantage here, but Tubbs standing strong. That one is saved there for Storner. Coaches at the Yellow Jackets not happy with the call, as possession remains with John Carroll. The official here on the near side going over to talk to the other official. We'll see if they change the call after they talk this over, if they hold with the original call here. But a brief pause in the action. and they're going to stay with the original call. So John Carroll now has a fresh shot clock to work with here at the moment. Switch to the near side, Cook, who opened up the scoring on the night for John Carroll. Got that run going. His pass a little bit low, though, in the direction of number 22, Berdiziak. And that one out of play, and the Yellow Jackets get it right back. Launched up ahead to Richie Roscoff. Byerly. Byerly's been a bit quiet. One of the offensive stars for the Yellow Jackets. If BW can get him going, that will be huge for BW here at home. Branton finds Trout. Bennett Trout out to Byerly. Byerly trying to find some space. Turns, finds Hoover. Over to Byerly. Thought about the shot there. And a call going against the Yellow Jackets. And didn't really even have an opportunity to get a good shot off or anything there on that offensive possession. And now you have to go right back to sitting in defensively. Kevin Hack checks in. Here's Lombardo. And turning there is the double came Lombardo. High pass in the direction of Hack, and that one sails out of play, and the Yellow Jackets get it right back. Tubbs up ahead. On the left wing now with Byerly. In the middle to Bartos. Over to Nanoski. Olin Ferguson. Gonna back this out to the 40-yard line on the football hashes. High pass in the direction of Keaton Trout. Jumps up and snags it. Hunter Bain finds a little bit of space. Still working it around right now. A lot of credit to the blue jerseys of John Carroll, making it difficult. There hasn't been much space there in the middle to fire here in the last couple offensive possessions for the Yellow Jackets. Byerly. Double comes. Flips this one behind the back. Trout. Off of the hop. Picks this one up. Here's Byerly. Makes a man miss. Finds Trout. Trout flashes that one wide. Dive in the corner. Hustle there from John Gaglio, and John Carroll, they're going to get it back. I have to say, I haven't seen a goalkeeper run around nearly as much as John Gaglio. Some of that might just be the build and his agility. Some of that's, he definitely wants to win this game, putting it all out on the line for his team. As they're trying to pull off what would be an upset here on the road. 2 minutes now remaining in the second quarter of the OAC championship game. Cutting inside. That one bounces in front of Joe Storner, and Storner makes the save. John Carroll still has it here after that nice chance. Dropping the left shoulder into the chest of the defender, Neil Randall. It's number 5, Morrell. Gonna roll out of play, and 8 seconds still on the clock for the Blue Streaks. Down to 5. Gonna have to make a move to try to get off a shot. Not going to be enough time here. Throwing this one to the corner, out of play. Really nice defensive stand there for BW, and if they want to take their time, the Yellow Jackets can really get the final offensive possession here of this half and see if they can knot this thing up at 3-all. Aquila. Branton. Here's Aquila. Finds a little bit of space in the middle. This one hops right in front of Gaglio, and he makes the save. That one was actually probably going to go over the crossbar. Looked like it was going to be just a little bit over. Just bounce above. Still can't be too sure if you're the goalkeeper there. Some laundry on the field as the yellow penalty marker was sitting at the 35-yard line on the far side of the field over by the Blue Streaks bench.
1 minute remaining in the first
So with 1 minute remaining, we're going to have a timeout here as the Yellow Jackets going to try to draw something up here, and John Carroll try to settle in defensively and see if they can maintain their lead going into the halftime break, into the locker rooms. We'll step aside here. We'll be right back for the conclusion of the second quarter before we get to halftime here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. And we're back here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Final minute of the second quarter. Yellow Jackets, man up opportunity here right now. Down 1 goal. Perfect opportunity to try to level this thing up right before going into the locker room. Pass tipped away as Nanoski was looking for Keaton Trout. Yellow Jackets still keep possession. Byerly. Aquila. Here's Nanoski. Byerly. 15 seconds. Nanoski steps into the shot. This one had plenty of heat on it. High and wide left. Just a 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. There's 12 up on the game clock here to this point. So one final shot attempt. Aquila scores a goal. Wow. Stepped into that one. Bounced off of the turf. High bounce into the upper 90 of the goal. And it's 3-3. Unless something crazy happens here in the final 4 seconds. Folks, you're watching a really good one here in this championship game. Going to be going into the locker room level at 3 goals apiece. Initial face-off one, Zach Zool. And tackled from behind. And that's going to do it for the first half. A competitive one between the number 1 seed Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and the visitors, the number 2 seed John Carroll Blue Streaks. Well, don't go anywhere here. We'll be back in about 9.5 minutes or so. Talk about the first half stats, give you a goal scoring recap as well. So make sure to remain tuned in here on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. We'll be back shortly. just a minute away from getting the second half underway here in the Ohio Athletic Conference championship game in men's lacrosse between the Yellow Jackets and the Blue Streaks. Of course, today, the day of the Kentucky Derby, and down the final home stretch, it was neck and neck. And then finally Mage was able to get ahead and win the Kentucky Derby. Well, this is about as neck and neck as you could get. It was all knotted up here at halftime. Still 3-3 up on the board as we're underway for the second half here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. I'm Cole McDaniel. Taking a look at the first half stats, the Yellow Jackets, 20 shots in total, 10 on goal. John Carroll, 19 and 9 shots on goal. Pretty even there in those stats. Saves, pretty similar, 7 for John Carroll, 6 for Baldwin Wallace. 5 face-offs, 1 for BW, 4 for John Carroll. Impressive for John Carroll, they were able to rebound from not really winning any of those opening 3 or 4 face-offs. And a couple of the other stats as well. John Carroll really with the only penalty to this point. BW 1 of 1 on man-up opportunities, and that's when the Yellow Jackets scored right at the end of the first half. Crucial goal there, and we'll talk about the scoring recap here in just a moment as well. Clears 11 of 13 for BW, 9 of 13 for John Carroll, and turnovers identical, 11 apiece. So it's not just even up on the scoreboard. It makes sense why it's even up on the scoreboard when the stats are so similar. Huge collision there in front of the goal as Yellow Jackets not happy with that contact there as Joe Storner got buried in the back of his net inside the goal. As an attacker there of John Carroll was certainly in that crease. Came flying in and hit Storner in the air. So as the penalty markers are down there on the field, there's 2 yellow flags sitting down there right around the goal. Can give you a quick scoring recap if you missed the first half. Yellow Jackets open up the scoring courtesy of a Hunter Boehm goal. Keaton Trout with the assist. Yellow Jackets scored again. Jake Branson with the goal. Jonas Aquila with the assist. Then John Carroll came roaring back in the second quarter. Max Cook scored to make it 2-1, then leveled it at 2-2, courtesy of Colin Morrissey with the goal and Matt Russo with the assist. And then John Carroll took the lead here on the road. Camden Uchik with the goal. Cam Cesiri the assist. And then the Yellow Jackets, 4 seconds remaining on the clock. Had a man-up opportunity. Jonas Aquila stepped into it. Skipped it off of the turf. Took a high bounce into the upper left-hand corner of the goal. And that is where we stand right now, 3-3. So the Yellow Jackets scored their last time on a man-up opportunity, and now this is going to be their second chance. 1 for 1. Can they go 2 for 2 and take the lead here in the third quarter? Nanoski. Here's the switch. Aquila looking for some room. Pass towards the back post. Tipped away. Again, if that one snuck through, could have been great for the Yellow Jackets, but that's a tough, tight window to try to get it through. And John Carroll able to get this one up the field close to midfield. Crossing that blue line and gets trapped and won back. The Yellow Jackets applying that pressure really nicely. Not much room for Cam Cesiri to do anything there. Here's Nanoski. Pass inside. That one off of the crossbar. Ball still bouncing around. John Carroll should be able to scoop this one up. See if they can get out of their own defensive end. The triple team comes. And Byerly leveled the Blue Streaks defender, and the penalty marker came flying in the air. And the official's going to talk this over, and here come "You Can Do That" chants from the visiting supporters. And the Yellow Jackets now down a man here, and it's the first man-up opportunity for John Carroll. The Yellow Jackets have gone 1 for 2 on their chances. Convert on their first, and we'll see what John Carroll can do on their first. 3 minutes played so far in the third quarter. Switch behind the net, Morrell. Turning, looking for some space. Ian Vennard. Gil Snow, the switch to Morrell. Finding some space is Hack. And that one out of play after the shot there for Hack. Anytime he's come on and gotten a touch, again, he's been looking for a shot, just has not been able to convert. Pass inside in the direction of Hack, hit off the helmet of a Yellow Jacket. A bobble. Adam Blos, excuse me, that's Noah Bartos. Leveled as he tried to get a hold of that one. And that call is going to go against John Carroll. Yeah, and I would argue that this is the best rivalry, most intense rivalry in the whole Ohio Athletic Conference between John Carroll and Baldwin Wallace. Mentioned the great support of these crowds here tonight. Great to see everybody out on a beautiful evening for the OAC Championship. Both sides have been into this game, and you can certainly see that these teams don't care for each other too much. Not just because it's a championship game, but again, I think the big hits would have been there regardless between these two. As Trout checks in, the Yellow Jackets now up a man. They're in their attacking third here right now. Looking for some space, firing that one. And that one was going right down the middle to Gaglio. Off the Byerly shot. Feed to the back door. Tried to hold off and make that pass right at the last. But the delayed pass there from Caress really resulted in it going behind Beardeziak, and regardless, John Carroll able to scrap forward and get possession down there in the corner. And back in play after a few changes made. And still waiting to see who can break the deadlock here in the second half. A goal's got to come at some point. Just a matter of hard to tell from which side it's going to come from. 5 minutes played so far in the third quarter. Russo switches it. Cook. And that pass not able to connect with a teammate and goes out of play. BW has it again. The Yellow Jackets, typically a team that does really well getting out of their own end. But a mistake there. That line drive pass from Blos to Hoover up along the sideline, just a little bit ahead of Hoover. Blos wanted Hoover to keep making that run up the left wing. And that is the third failed clear attempt for the Yellow Jackets. Here's Hack now. Gil Snow thought about switching to Hack. Changed his mind and ended up doing so. Hops to Gil Snow. His pass a little bit behind Hack. Hack going to be able to run this one down just up along the sideline. Able to beat number 49, Tim Plyler, to it. Game just slowing down a bit right now. Shot fired a little bit wide right. About a foot to the right of the back door there. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Gonna have to make a quick move, try to scoop that one back, and that one was going behind the goal the whole time there. Good thought there by Colin Morrissey, seeing the time on the clock, and the Yellow Jackets defense prevails again. Storner to Neil Randall. In the middle, Plyler. Flips it to Hoover. Now with Aquila. Trout over to Nanoski. Hoover made a man miss. The help defense came across, and now out to Aquila, middle of the field. Fires that one a little bit wide left. Pass in the middle. Byerly, if he was able to cleanly catch that one, looked like that should have been a surefire goal for the talented attacker from Pittsburgh. But a lot of other bodies in there, and that one was poked away before Byerly could really get that shot off. And now John Carroll trying to work their way forward. Again, John Gaglio not afraid as the goalkeeper to run up the field. Stepping into the shot. That one was a fastball. Got everything behind that one, but going wide the whole way for the sophomore from New York in Aiden Duggan. Really nice move. Finding some space inside. Josh Lombardo, the freshman from here in Cleveland, went to Hawken for high school. He gives the Blue Streaks, the number 2 seed, the lead here in the third quarter. A goal was coming at some point, and it's the visitors. 4-3, John Carroll. So John Carroll on their 8-game win streak, looking to make it 9 and end every bit of Baldwin Wallace's 16-game win streak. Of course, the Yellow Jackets winning the regular season title after going undefeated in conference play trying to make it a sweep and win the tournament. Right now, John Carroll, deeper we get into this game, now that they're up, making it tougher and tougher. Looking to go on the attack again here now, and another shot inside, saved by Storner. Josh Lombardo feeling it here right now after getting his 18th goal on the year. Issue with needing the clock reset. Official stop the play. Scorer's table making the call up to the press box to make sure the correct time was on the clock, and now it appears that is the case, and we're good to go, back in play. Kolke staying in front of Bierdiziak. Great hustle play down there in the corner, keeping it alive, but then stepping out of bounds. Right at the last was Gil Snow. Here's Branton in transition. Excuse me, that's Tubbs. And Byerly tried to step into a shot and leveled from behind. Byerly not happy with that contact. Yellow Jackets coaching staff not happy with it. That's been about typical what we've seen of this game. Certainly lacrosse, men's lacrosse is a physical sport. But you can't just come through the back like that and looked like more of a hit you'd see on Sundays come the fall. Perhaps the Browns, their facility, of course, a couple blocks to my left at this point. Maybe they can look to bring somebody in to be on the defense who can deliver hits like that. See about getting somebody on the 90-man roster here. Is all that stuff coming up here soon, a couple weeks, and then into the summer. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Officials first talked to the Yellow Jackets coaching staff, then went over to John Carroll and had a discussion. So now BW down a goal, going to have another man-up opportunity. 1 for 4. Converted on the first chance right at the end of the first half in the third quarter. Multiple opportunities, have not been able to score a goal when up a player. Aquila to Nanoski. Back to Nanoski. Over to Byerly. It's the same three players working around right now. Finally, a new player touches the ball. That's Keaton Trout. The blue jerseys keeping it packed in. Not much space in the middle. Bennett Trout was open at the back door. Nanoski trying to use his height. 6'6", saw above the other players. Pass came off low, though. A line drive towards the back door, and that one was tipped away. And now we're even again. So 1 for 5 for the Yellow Jackets with the man-up advantages. BW's defensive pressure wins out there, as John Carroll had a tough time getting it past midfield. Now here's Byerly. to Aquila. Aquila steps into this one, and that one's deflected up in the air. Several teammates fighting for possession there, but multiple yellow flags down on the field. One on the near side, one on the far side. Both right around the 14-yard line on the football hashes. So another call going against John Carroll here right now. Now, I'll have to give the Blue Streaks a ton of credit for coming in here tonight and really probably being at least the aggressors when it comes to the physicality. The Yellow Jackets have certainly been physical, but hasn't necessarily been over the top. And I think John Carroll maybe treading that line right now. Obviously, you've seen with the fouls and penalties that they've faced here so far. Hasn't hurt them. Probably actually helped them to this point, but the more man-up opportunities you give the Yellow Jackets, if BW starts capitalizing, obviously, it could negatively affect you. So, but to this point, aside from the one time, hasn't really done so. That pass was deflected away. Back to even numbers again. Still the Yellow Jackets have it. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Aquila steps into that one and fires wide left. Aquila loves that jump into his shot. A lot of times, though, when he gets the pace on that, when he does miss, he usually misses just a little bit wide left, trying to find that back door. Trout gets doubled and loses it. So another call going against John Carroll here. And there have been a lot of obvious calls that have made a lot of sense, and I think no one can really complain about it. Of course, certainly if you're rooting for your team, you can have some complaints. That one was maybe one of the questionable ones where not quite sure on the call there, but regardless, here's BW. They have another chance. If you're given an opportunity, take advantage of it, and they do. We're level at 4-4. So with a minute and a half left in the third quarter, we're back where we started, right at the beginning of the third quarter when we were level. So the Trout brothers, Bennett Trout and Keaton Trout, the two guys involved, picking up points. Bennett with the goal, his 35th on the year, and Keaton his 20th assist. Face-off won by the Blue Streaks. Intercepted by Neil Randall. Getting past midfield. Pass up ahead to Nanoski. The Yellow Jackets have a minute to work. So that fourth goal, the one that put John Carroll in the lead, had momentum going their way, and just slowly but surely the Yellow Jackets were chipping away at that momentum, and finally feels like a swing has gone back the way of the hosts, the number one seed Yellow Jackets. A goal here before the end of the third quarter certainly would give them all the momentum. And we got a timeout BW wants to talk this thing over, and before we step aside here, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's lacrosse game is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow, and Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You are listening to Yellow Jacket Men's Lacrosse on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. We'll be right back.
Congratulations to the baseball team.
Back following the timeout. 30 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Byerly to Ferguson. Down to 20 on the clock. Ferguson looking to pass that one away. It's deflected away. Still remains with the Yellow Jackets. 14 seconds. Ferguson looking to make a move. Pass back across to Nanoski. Takes a skip. Nanoski turns, looking to fire, and that one up and over the bar. Wide left. And that does it for the third quarter. We move to the fourth and final quarter here in the Ohio Athletic Conference Men's Lacrosse Championship game here in the tournament. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after 2 minutes to get the fourth quarter underway. You're watching and listening live here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV to the Ohio Athletic Conference Men's Lacrosse Championship game here in the tournament between the number 1 seed and number 2 seed. The big guns here in this conference, and it's a good one. A doozy here, knotted up at 4-4, 15 minutes up on the clock, and the Yellow Jackets begin the fourth and final quarter, with possession on the attack. Again, I'm Cole McDaniel. Want to thank everybody out there who have been watching and listening throughout tonight. Like I said, really just been a beautiful evening for some lacrosse. And if you didn't make your way out here for this one, it's been a fun one, and the fans down below loving that goal for the Yellow Jackets. The home crowd getting loud as the Yellow Jackets now take a 5-4 advantage. Back and forth we go here in what has been a thrilling championship game here in 2023. So it just took 56 seconds of game time here in the fourth quarter for BW to take the lead. Bennett Trout with another goal. That's now his 36th on the year. Ian Shealy gets his 4th assist. And John Carroll wants to respond right back. Cutting inside through the middle in transition, and a goal for Nicholas Yema. 5-5. Mayhem right now. 8 seconds after the Yellow Jackets score a goal, John Carroll scores one. Folks, couldn't write this script any better. So after conceding the goal and trying to regroup, the Yellow Jackets have possession. Of course, these teams very familiar with playing each other right at the end of the year. 3rd year in a row here in this championship game in 2021 as Gaglio's coming up the field and loses it here in transition. Actually, I'll get to that point here in just a moment. It's an empty net. Byerly fires, and that one just slips wide as the blue jersey's able to get back in front and help out their goalkeeper who lost it up the field. So John Carroll in 2021 won at the end of the year 12-6. In 2022, much of the same in the OAC tournament. John Carroll winning that one 10-4. Like I said, these two teams meeting right at the end of the year multiple times. Just so familiar with each other and familiar with these big meetings right at the last. Much of the same here tonight. Of course, the Yellow Jackets trying to have it go their way. John Carroll trying to take a lead right back, and the save there for Storner, and BW looking to clear. Blow splits through 2 defenders. Switch to Randall. And a big hit up along the sideline. Branton trying to keep possession, keeps it in play. Looked like he kept it in play. Instead, stepped out of bounds right in front of the Blue Streaks coaching staff and the officials all over that one there. Want to mention that Nicholas Yema goal that tied this up at 5-5. Well, that is the first goal of the year, first goal of his career, the freshman from Buffalo. So what a thrilling time to score your first one, and that's one you'll never forget. Now in transition, looking to score again, pass towards the back post. Uchik, instead of being selfish, taking himself, saw a teammate, and Colin Morrissey hovering around the back post. It's off of the back of a Yellow Jacket defender. So possession still remains with John Carroll to this point. Thought Yushik maybe should have fired himself there. Here's Kevin Hack. Had quite a few shot opportunities, but been pretty quiet. Hasn't put up anything on the board. And not watching the crease there, and stepping just on that line was number 5, Morgan Morrell. And that is just not being aware of your surroundings. Branson needs some help as the double comes. Finds Nanoski. Switch to Trout. Out to Aquila. Little screen set there by Byerly. Hoover passes it away to Byerly. Byerly finds a little bit of space. Byerly fires. Such a quick release on that shot. It was rising, but just skimmed past the post and hit the net. It's out behind the end of the end zone here on the football field. Big hit from behind. Certainly seen some harder hits, but Bennett Trout might have been stumbling a little bit himself, but the shove obvious there, and the official only about 10 yards away. So now another man-up opportunity for Baldwin Wallace. Says 1 of 5 on the stat sheet. Do believe that's 1 of 6. They had one since then. Hunter Boehm really being chased out right now. Really nice effort by number 23, Brendan Hine, making things difficult. Just can't quite scoop this one up. Trout able to regather possession. Here's Aquila. Bennett Trout ducking inside. Had to go behind the net. Looked like a little bit of space opened up. Here comes Ferguson. Ferguson just checking in. Passes it away to Trout. And that shot just got off, and the save happened right before the horn. So clock resets. Here's Ferguson inside. Ferguson a shot in tight. This one deflected. Scramble for the ball. Gaglio has basically jumped on top of Ferguson. And the call's going to go against Ferguson. Looks like he, as he was kind of on the ground, Gaglio on top, looked like he grabbed a hold of the stick there of Gaglio. And again, a good call from the officials. Max Cook taking himself. Neil Randall switches. It's about a 60-yard run there from Cook as he looped all the way around from the near side to the far side. A lot of east and west running right now. Now Morrell has it. No runners coming open in the middle. Blow staying tight on Morrissey. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Just thrown ahead, scooped up right in front of net. And a massive save there for Joe Storner. That looked like right before the shot clock was going to wind down and run out, that John Carroll was going to be able to score a goal and take the lead again. Instead, Storner, the senior from Louisville, Kentucky, said, nope, not tonight. Just a massive play there, and still 5-5 on the scoreboard. The Yellow Jackets won the first quarter. John Carroll won the second quarter, and the third quarter, no difference. Completely split between the two. Of course, whoever wins this quarter just going to win the game. But the clock just continues to wind down here. 6.5 minutes remaining. Definitely a nice evening, like I said, at face-off. Temperature 67 degrees, so you can assume it's a good 75 or so probably down there on the turf with the rubber pellets. Always feels warmer down there on the field. But maybe a little bit muggy. Slightly humid, but like I said, just a really nice evening. But has been warmer than some recent games these two teams have had. Also to think here in the tournament, each of these teams having a game previously. And with the fast pace and the physicality, wonder if the legs are starting to get a little heavy. Clearing some space, looking to make a little bit of a run forward. Tanner Gill Snow passes this one away. Beardeziak. Kevin Hack. Shot fired, had some pace on it, but it was head right towards the helmet there of Joe Storner. Might have just risen just above his head, but able to catch that one cleanly. And now Storner, not a guy who comes out nearly as far as what Gaglio does for his team. Made his way forward and able to pass it ahead. Under 4.5 minutes left to go. Still neck and neck down the home stretch here in the Ohio Athletic Conference Championship game. Of course, an OAC tournament championship results in an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. I think both of these teams, though, with their records, will be in. Penalty marker coming in from behind as that shot fires wide. Call going to go against the Yellow Jackets. And John Carroll going to be a man up here. An excellent chance to try to go up. So only one man up opportunity for John Carroll so far. This will be their second one. They went 0 for 1 earlier in the game. Just working around right now, looking for some open space. Gold jerseys packed in tight in the middle. Right now, Kevin Hack sitting in the middle of really that circle that the Yellow Jackets have. Just trying to move and find a little bit of open space. Wonder if he's going to be an entry point at any time. Feed it into him, see if the defense collapses and try to kick it out. Instead, a low shot coming in from number 22, Matt Berdiziak, and a goal for the visitors. 6-5, John Carroll. Just under 3 minutes left to go in the game. So John Carroll now 1 for 2 on their man-up chances, and a clutch goal there. All they need to do, it's easier said than done, is hold out here the final 3 minutes, keep the Yellow Jackets from scoring. Well, winning the faceoff's going to help. Yema in transition. And we're going to have a timeout here from George Finnie Stadium, Tressel Field. We're going to step aside here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. We'll be back with the conclusion of this OAC championship game. There's the whistle, and we're back in play here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth and final quarter, as the number 2 seed, the John Carroll Blue Streaks, if the result holds, their 8-game win streak would turn into a 9-game win streak. They'd capture the OAC tournament title after nipping at the heels of the Yellow Jackets this season during the regular season, and the Yellow Jackets would see a 16-game win streak come to a close. But right now, the Yellow Jackets need to stop and then need to try to get out the other way, get on the attack as the clock winds down. And John Carroll not going to be in any hurry right now. Use as much clock as possible. That shot fires wide. Going to roll out of bounds on the far sideline. 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And this one just thrown into the corner. And BW takes possession. 1.5 minutes remaining. Jonas Aquila along the sideline, keeps it in play, beats multiple men down the sideline. Hoover Gonna let Hunter Boehm join the attack. Yellow Jackets not panicking. Working the offense right now. 1 minute remaining. Nanoski out to Aquila. The defense of John Carroll staying tight, pushing up. Hoover. Needs some help. Hunter Boehm. Boehm. Out to Aquila. Thought about stepping into that one. Pass deflected off of the helmet of a blue streak. It's going to roll out of play. 31 seconds remaining on the clock. Yellow Jackets down 1, and we have a timeout. So once again, Yellow Jackets need to take a timeout, draw up something offensively on the sideline, and we'll step aside with them here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. We're back here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Final 31 seconds here. The Yellow Jackets need a goal to level this one up, as the difference right now is Matt Berdiziak's 45th goal of the season. Morgan Morrell had his 30th assist of the year on that John Carroll goal that has them in the lead, and the Yellow Jackets lose possession, turn this one over. Aquila, who's usually pretty sure-handed, loses it at midfield. And John Carroll just has to bleed out the clock here. 14 seconds remaining in a timeout for John Carroll as they're going to talk things over. And a little bit of dejection on the sideline of the Yellow Jackets as it appears that is probably going to do it unless something, like I said, crazy happens here in the next 14 seconds. And, well, regardless of the outcome here, as it appears like John Carroll, they're going to pull off the victory. Going to have to say that this has been a really fun one here tonight. Exactly what you'd hope for in a championship game between the top two seeds. Just the 1 goal difference on the scoreboard. Taking a look at the team stats. 36 shots for the Yellow Jackets, 16 on goal. John Carroll, 33 shots, but 16 of those on goal. Ground balls, 25 picked up for John Carroll, 24 for the Yellow Jackets. Turnovers, 19 for John Carroll, 17 for the Yellow Jackets. One of the only categories that's different is John Carroll's probably been just slightly more physical. More penalties going against them. But BW really didn't capitalize too much on those opportunities where they were up a man. And that's probably going to come back to cost them here. Failing on 5 of the 6 chances. Up a player. Double in the corner. BW, ball on the ground. One back, and goalkeeper's out, and it's deflected And there goes the horn and the whistle. And the helmets and the sticks are flying in the air as John Carroll sees their student section who made the trip storming the field here right now as Baldwin Wallace's 16-game win streak comes to an end. John Carroll's win streak moves to 9 games now as the Blue Streaks, the number 2 seed, win this one 6-5 over the Yellow Jackets, who won the regular season title. So as this thing wraps up, mention the win streak ending for the Yellow Jackets, a record of 16-3 overall. Didn't lose at all, undefeated in conference play during the regular season. As the OAC commissioner again bringing the awards, bringing the trophy out onto the field here right now for John Carroll for the Blue Streaks. Their record moves to 14-2. So again, the automatic berth now into the NCAA tournament for John Carroll. Yellow Jackets, you're going to see them there as well. Again, just a really good group of teams at the top of the conference here in the Ohio Athletic Conference, and the trophy presentation now going to happen out there on the field. For myself, Cole McDaniel, want to thank everybody who tuned in, watched and listened live here on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV. Again, thank you for watching this evening. It has been an electric night, just a great evening here for this championship game. For myself, signing off, want to wish everybody a good rest of your weekend.
For the OAC regular season championship.